Hi, I'm Haley, and you're watching the third and final part of my vlog series, Seriously SESTA FOSTA. In this episode, we're going to look at more recent developments on the fight against SESTA FOSTA, as well as the discussion it has sparked on freedom of speech on the internet. When SESTA FOSTA was passed in April and sex workers began having trouble finding work online, a new social media platform appeared called Twitter. Twitter is still up and running today, and according to its website, it's a sex work-friendly social that is open and free community for sex workers. The site mentions SESTA FOSTA as well and openly opposes it. So how does Twitter get around US legislation? To put it as simply as I can, I'm not really a tech-savvy person, at all. Instead of using one flagship site, Twitter is part of the main social network Mastodon. Mastodon uses a number of small networks which are called instances. Specifically, the Twitter instance uses a domain hosted in Austria, which is why it doesn't face the threat of SESTA FOSTA legislation. If you don't get it, don't worry, I don't really get it that much either. What's important though is that there is an active site that allows an online space for sex workers that isn't at risk of being shut down by SESTA FOSTA. There are other independent networks that are run from offshore domains, but none of them are free like Twitter is. Although Twitter and other platforms like it are great, SESTA FOSTA is still obviously getting in the way of how sex workers do their job online. Another new development in the case of SESTA FOSTA is that it was recently discovered that Facebook was a big supporter of SESTA FOSTA. And this is a big deal because Facebook is a huge, influential social media network, as you probably know. Well, Facebook backed up the law, and lawmakers assumed that because Facebook was in support of SESTA FOSTA, then the rest of the tech industry probably was too. No. This is also ironic because it was recently discovered that Facebook has probably violated SESTA FOSTA, allowing the soliciting of illegal sex trafficking on their site. So basically, Facebook's support was probably one of the big reasons that SESTA FOSTA was able to pass. People trust Facebook, especially on matters involving the internet. So not only has this brought up concerns about sex workers' safety and the fact that it's probably not even going to have an impact on stopping sex trafficking, but SESTA FOSTA has also brought up concerns about the threat it has to freedom of speech on the internet as a whole. Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act, which we mentioned in the first episode of the series, has been called the core pillar of internet freedom and the most important law protecting free speech online. And SESTA FOSTA essentially broke Section 230 and created a vague loophole around its protection of free speech. This is likely to set a precedent for how lawmakers will treat matters of internet freedom in the future, with little to no respect for the main purpose of Section 230. Vulnerable people are being silenced. Sex workers are already at so much risk, especially LGBTQ+ folks and people of color who are sex workers, and they can't afford to lose any more rights. When a sex worker disappears or is killed, it's usually not talked about or is ignored. And the rights of sex workers and their validity as real human beings will continue to be ignored, especially with SESTA FOSTA in action. And not only that, but this could be the start of more censorship and less freedom on the internet for everyone. For more information and tools to take action, go to stopsesta.org. I would also recommend going to swopusa.org and checking out their fact sheets and other resources. I'm going to link the fact sheet, How to Be an Ally to Sex Workers, in the description below. Stay motivated and take action, because the future of the internet and people's lives depend on it.